Should I reject the only marriage proposal I've ever wanted to say yes to? My childhood friend Adrian called me at 2 a.m. after 6 years of pretending I didn't exist and asked in a shaking voice, "Will you be my girlfriend? Just for a few weeks." I thought he was joking around, but his tone was sharp and serious. The guy who once told me, "Get off my back and leave me alone," suddenly wanted to date me. Before I could say no, I heard his sniffles in the background like he'd been crying. Grandma's on her last few breaths. It's her last wish, so please don't say no. My chest squeezed painfully. The woman who raised him after his parents passed was now leaving him too. I couldn't imagine the pain. I looked at the empty college thesis I was working on and answered him, "I'll agree to it if you're willing to be a part of my thesis." Sure. 3 days later, Adrian knocked on my door, and seeing him face to face made me realize just how things had changed in 6 years. He wasn't the scrawny kid who cried when I ran and left him behind. He was taller and shockingly gorgeous, which made a lot of sense for a model who showed up on billboards. His smile disappeared the moment he saw me. "You're meeting my grandma in sweatpants?" I looked down at my outfit and over to his. Hey, not everyone can afford designers. He ran his hands through his hair and pushed his way into the house. Minutes later, he pulled out an entire outfit that matched well. "There, now you'll look like you're there to actually greet my family as my girlfriend." Girlfriend. Those words made my heart race and ears burn red. Definitely not a term I was used to hearing. When we left to go visit his grandma at the hospital, she instantly grabbed my hands the moment she saw me. "I knew it," she whispered. "I always knew you two would find your way back to each other. So tell me, how did it happen? Show me the pictures." Adrian and I stared at each other with wide eyes. Adrian coughed. "It's all on my other phone. I must have left it at home. We'll just send it to you later." She smiled. "I'd love that, dear." After the visit, Adrian and I sat there in the parking lot silently. "So," I said, breaking the tension, "let's go on a date," he said, interrupting me. He drove to a well-known coffee spot for couples and sat across from me with an annoyed expression. "Aren't you gonna take pics of me to save on your phone?" I laughed. "Why would I do that?" He crossed his arms. "It's what girlfriends do. Don't tell me you still haven't dated anyone." I stirred my coffee angrily. "That, sir, is a good thing, okay? I'm waiting for true love." Now he laughed. "Still into those fake fantasies? Still afraid of spiders?" I snapped back. We glared at each other before bursting into laughter. And for the first time, I saw his genuine smile. Without realizing, I lifted my camera and snapped pictures of it. We spent the rest of the day practicing our couple pics. And honestly, being with someone so photogenic absolutely sucks. Even when he was caught off guard, he looked handsome. But me? I looked like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. During our break, we worked on my thesis interview. "Why modeling?" He shrugged. "Pictures last longer than people." "What's your motivation? Grief over your parents?" His face grew cold. "Next question." At the end of the day, we sent his grandmother all the pics and videos, and she gushed over it. "My great-grandchildren will be so beautiful. If only I could live long enough to see it." And as if by horrible coincidence, his grandmother's vitals suddenly dropped that night, nearly taking her life. I found Adrian collapsed against the wall outside the ICU, sobbing. "I can't lose her too." His voice cracked. "She's all I have left." I bent down and hugged him, rubbing his back while I peeked into the room. "She's strong. She'll get through this. Just breathe, Adrian. Be strong for her." His hands gripped my shirt tightly. After a few hours, his grandmother pulled through. "God's not ready for this much attitude," she said weakly. While Adrian went down to get food for her, she held my hand and opened up. "Poor kid is afraid of hospitals, and now he has no choice but to constantly visit one because of me. I'm just glad you're here with him." I smiled, the guilt of this fake relationship weighing heavily on me. "Don't tell him I told you, but you know he had a crush on you as a kid?" I laughed. "Yeah, right. Oh, I'm serious. You made him cry a lot, but at home, gosh, he'd tell his parents he would marry you." When Adrian entered the room, his grandmother sat up and asked for her purse. She pulled out a small box and opened it, revealing a beautiful vintage ring. "This ring," she said, "survived everything. The old country, wars, your grandfather's terrible cooking." She was trying to joke, but her eyes were wet. "This was your mother's ring, Adrian." Adrian went completely still. "She wanted you to marry someone who didn't care about your pretty face. Someone to wipe your tears away when they were no longer around." She put the ring in his hand. "I'm dying, sweetheart. Let me be pushy. Just this once." Adrian looked at the ring, then at his grandmother, then at me. He got down on one knee, right there next to the heart monitor, and took my hand, stroking the back of his gently with his thumb. "Will you marry me?" I was torn. No I love yous, no heartfelt speech, none of the things that made it real, because it wasn't real. "Adrian, I